Hey, everybody. A very happy Tuesday morning. And you know, they tell you as soon as the red light comes on, what you do is that you jump straight into your dissertation. Guys, I hope you're well today. And there are a couple of things I want to share with you. You know, it seems to me like the older I get, the fewer photographs I take. You know, there's a stage where you get to where every photograph, every angle, every lighting is not perfect. You take selfies and you think to yourself, there is no way I'm posting that. Have you ever been there? When you get to my age, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And you know, and there's only so much filters can do. I mean, this is the age we're living in now. You know, it's possible to sort of alter yourself and to make yourself look other than what you really look like. And that's convenient. I mean, there are people like that. I know somebody on Facebook. You know what I used to do, and I know you know who I'm talking about. Because the thing is, for me, I love to project. I love beauty. I love aesthetics. I love it. Anything that looks good. If somebody dresses well, I like that, you know. And for a while, I used to post someone on here only because, you know, because of the aesthetics. Because people generally want to look at something beautiful. So I used to post this. Then I realized that this person I post is not the way they really look in real life. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know, color grading and shading yourself a bit and sort of, you know, altering your, you know, smoothing out the wrinkles, and that's fine. But what I have a problem with is when you completely alter the look of your face. I think that is being disingenuous and that's being dishonest. So my point in saying all of that is that MTN, you're bugging, MTN. I go through this. Lately, I've been going through this, and it's probably going to happen again. You know, you're doing a live broadcast, and then all of a sudden, MTN goes nuts. MTN loses their minds, and then they just cut your feed. Unbelievable. Anyway, it'll probably happen again, okay? Guys, a couple of things I want to talk to you about that I think are very important. First of all, did you guys see, and tell me in the comments below as I speak, tell me if you can hear me loud and clear. Tell me in the comments, because, you know, sometimes, so, and that's a really good indicator for me. That helps me sort of navigate my way through this digital maze. So just break that down for me. For those of you that are watching, go ahead and, you know, say that to me, that I'm loud and clear and you can hear me, you can see me. They tell you on these tutorials that your sound is more important than your visuals, you know. So go ahead and tell me that so that I can get this show on the road. Thank you so much. And thank you, many of you, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. I will not keep you long. I'll be here for maybe maximum 12, 13 minutes, if that. Let's get into it. A few days ago, did you guys see this video of former Lungu, the 6th president of the Republic of Zambia? And he preferred, and that's fine, he prefers to be referred to as the 6th president, and that's okay, that's fine. He was out jogging, and I must say, lately, the former president is there. MTN, you're killing me, man. Could somebody please call MTN over there at MTN and tell them they're messing with my feed? I mean, here it is, I'm using your bundles, I'm using your service, and it keeps cutting. Anyway, so there's a videotape of these two women that approached former President Lungu while he was jogging. And, they ran to him very dramatically, and they knelt, they fell to their knees, and they were crying, and they were bemoaning, and they were lamenting is the correct word. They were lamenting. They were saying, no, Mukabwele, we want you to come back. Twachula, tata, Mukabwele. I found that very offensive and amusing at the same time. And I loved former President Lungu's reaction. If you watch that videotape very carefully, you will see everything that President Lungu was thinking. It's written all over his face. You remember, he kept on just saying, thank you. He didn't respond to their lamentations. He didn't try to comfort them. He didn't try to embrace them. He did not try to console them. All he did was say thank you. And there's a reason for that, because former President Lungu knows that is manipulation from poor people. Sometimes poor people manipulate politicians. It happens all the time, especially within the context of Africa. Jesus said in Mark chapter 14, verse 7, the poor you will always have with you. That's a scripture. He said that in Bethany, at the house of a former leper, incidentally, who was named Simon. The former leper's name was Simon. Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. What does that mean? It means poverty, because we live in a fallen, fickle state of humanity. Mankind is a fallen being, and with the fall comes sin. Because we live in an imperfect world, we can never eradicate poverty. We can only ameliorate it. Ooh, that's good there, boy. That's a good one. I know, that's something some of you don't want to hear, but that's the truth. We can never eradicate poverty. In other words, we can never get rid of it completely. But what we can do is we can ameliorate it. We can reduce it significantly. Some countries do it better than others. But for someone to stand up and say, no, former President Lungu knows that those women that came to him, that ran to him while he was jogging, they knelt to their knees, they fell to their knees, and they started begging him like he was some kind of God, like he was some type of deity, like he was some type of person that would pick up a wand and wave the wand and somehow magically make poverty disappear. Former President Lungu knows good and well, he knows good and well that those women were simply attempting to manipulate the situation, to try to make it look like, oh no, ni mwewa mkwai, imwenga mwabwede dapo, tatwakachule. These women acted as if former President Lungu came back, somehow poverty would somehow magically disappear. And everybody knows that's not true. Everybody knows there is not a single administration on the face of the earth that has managed to eradicate poverty in its completion. No country's ever done that. I dare you to point at a country or a leader, an administration that has 100% eradicated, obliterated poverty. You can't name one. It's not possible. All we can do as administrations and as governments is reduce poverty. Those women were manipulating the situation. Even if former President Lungu were to come back, which constitutionally is not possible, politically is not possible. Somebody says, well, how do you know that? Well, because he's done his term. He's done his 2 terms. He's been elected twice, sworn in twice. The Zambian people have moved on. We appreciate what he did. He did his part. Somebody else is doing his part. And when this someone else has done his part, somebody else will do it. It's called the circle of life. You pass the baton of leadership to the next person, and then you run your race. Far be it from you to insinuate or to imply that a leader, a president, oh no, ni mwewa fio, ngamwabwele po insala tatu wakakwate insala. Ngamwabwele po ubunga ukaba 20 kwacha. Ngamwabwele po transport tatu wakuralipira. Ngamwabwele po ni olo. Imwe ngamwabwele po bwale ni twali again. Nonsense. Nonsense. Manipulation. Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. In other words, you can't eradicate poverty. You can only reduce it. That's it. All right. All right. Lastly, I want to talk about Mutale Mwanza's nephew. Guys, all I'm going to say about that is this. When it comes to family issues, every family, I don't care who they are. I don't care how rich, how opulent, how poor, how debased, how decadent. You can go from the highest of the high to the lowest of the low. Every single family has a dysfunction. You must know that. Every single family has a child, an uncle, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister who's just as crazy as hell. And sometimes you fold your arms and you think, what in the HE double hockey sticks are we going to do with him? What are we going to do with him? Or what are we going to do with her? So before you begin to judge Mutale and start talking about how this, that, and the other, sure, there may be things there that have to be sorted out, just like any other family. I mean, the things that she said, raise a lot of concern. His response also raises a lot of concern. But the bottom line is, whatever issues have to be sorted out, don't sit there and judge like you come from a perfect family. You don't. Nobody does. I mean, look at the Windsors. You know the Windsors? You know who the Windsors are? The Windsors are that royal family over there in Great Britain. Probably the most dysfunctional monarchy the world has ever seen. Those guys are messed up. And they're royalty. And they got money. They got money running out of their ears. But those guys are completely messed up. So when we read stories of Mutale Mwanza and her nephew having some type of conflagration, she said what she said, he said what he said, don't be so quick to judge, because the bottom line is that every family has a level of dysfunction in it, including yours. All right. I thought I'd share that with you. Guys, have a wonderful day. God bless.